The earliest memories I have with reading have to do a lot with my mother, and she was the one who inspired me to continue to read throughout my life. Another person who had a major influence on my opinions of reading and literacy in general were my grandfather, who read to me the newspaper every morning. As a young child, I would attend classes at Fresno State with my mother. She was a single mom, and I had no babysitter. But little did she know this would be a great influence on my ability to read and write in the future. I could relate to characters like Matilda in the film Matilda, starring Robert De Niro, because the little girl would read for hours on end and would escape in her stories. One major problem that I faced growing up in terms of socio-cultural identity was being scolded for speaking Spanish in my schools. This created a huge language insecurity within me, but also a huge identity crisis. This was completely devastating to me because as a child, I loved speaking Spanish, especially with my abuelita. She would allow me to speak Spanish with her while we were watching her novelas or the TV show Laura. One major source of happiness that I found with literacy was reading the books Goosebumps, but in Spanish. These were widely banned in my household because we grew up with my grandparents who were very religious. I read them in secret in the library at school in Parlier. While I attended school in Parlier, I created so many friendships through the bond of speaking Spanish and being Hispanic. This widened my pride in my cultural identity. However, at the age of 10, I was taken from my school in Parlier and placed in a charter school in Sanger. Everyone was different and only spoke English. The few who spoke Spanish had their friends already, and I was an outcast. This completely devastated me. As the years went on and I grew into adolescence, I became bored with reading, mainly because I did not get to choose what I wanted to read, but rather was forced into reading something for an assignment. Another part of this was that I lost my ability to read in Spanish for a while. As the years went on and I went into high school, I ended up having a really great teacher named Mrs. Schuster, my junior year of high school. She encouraged me to keep reading and gave me books in secret such as The Hobbit and To Kill a Mockingbird. Now I find myself secure in my cultural and linguistic identity. As this picture shows, you get the best of both worlds with being bilingual. You get to be part of the world where people speak English, and you also keep your identity as a Hispanic Spanish speaker. Now I am 23, and I feel confident in my writing both in English and in Spanish, and I feel proud of who I am, both culturally and linguistically. I also feel comfortable enough to pick up a book either in Spanish, English, and now even in French. This was my story about my relationship with my linguistic and literal history. Thank you for watching.